Well, first things first, I guess. Let's see what our... let's pick up some information about our adversaries, the accusers. Lendl, the bitter rival. He is the cold-mannered head of the accusers, and bears an old grudge against the Nightwings. He is a nomad, similar to Edwin back in the long time ago. He was a constable back in the Commonwealth. Constables of the peace enforced Commonwealth doctrine and tradition through a variety of means. Yes, through lying and we know what you are like. He was born on the 19th of 11th moon, suggesting he is driven and fixated. Yep, definitely. His crime was corruption. He fabricated evidence leading to the wrongful sentencing into exile of an innocent civilian. His alleged motive was pride. The records state he refused to accept the idea that his initial suspicions were incorrect, and he has been here for 6 years. Wow. He was a well-feared young constable of the peace, bent on always making sure his suspects were found guilty. Once, he took in a civilian on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts. The civilian was exiled when the artifacts were found in his home, but on further investigation, suspicions turned to Lendl. It turned out he planted the damning evidence, so his was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon made contact with the accusers, who needed another, and found in him a capable new leader. With him is Ash and Cole, so it'll take a little longer to whittle down his pyre. Oh, okay then. I have to see if I can knock him down, well, see if I can just banish them to get rid of that stamina increase I have. And he also has another 2 nomads with him, which have more stamina. Oh god, they've just got loads of stamina, haven't they? Okay, and a wider, longer line in their aura. And the same with the other person as well. They have Living Flame, while Bearer's Pyre has more health and the adversary's Bearer deals bonus damage. Okay, so it can't get on the back foot, otherwise it's just going to get worse and worse for us. Okay, fair enough. As for us, who are we going to take? Well, I guess it would make sense if we take Bertrude with us. What's the only spare talisman we have apart from the lucrative contract? Actually, we just sold quite a few things, didn't we? Well, we just bought quite a few things, I should say. We could make some money back. Although having increased quickness with her, that'd be helpful. Her quickness is somewhat low. And so is her hope as well. Ooh. That's a 10-second respawn time. Not a fan. I think we'll, for now though, we'll give her quickness. I'll increase it +5. Can we get away with... Ah, we can. Do we have less than that? We have a 2. Will that? No, that won't. Okay then. Let's see if we can use the handful of Stardust here and make her a bit more useful with her quickness.
Bertrude.
And standing by her will be Sir Gilman. Yeah.
Sir Gilman.
And since he seems to have a history with the accusers, we should pick Tizo.
Tizo. Now.
This knight shall not stand idly by while the diminutive Tizo suffers such sorrows. Yes, you tell them, Sir Gilman. Nightwings, the wicked fiend you serve is an affront. He denied my rightful freedom. In my moment of triumph, I shall never forgive him, or any of you. Calm down, buddy.
Begin. Your adversary's pyre is the first to falter.
Go, Tizo, go.
Tizo takes the plunge.
It seems to be increased stamina doesn't seem to be
Seems the
affecting damage.
Nightwings are a bit ahead. Such wherewithal.
Oh dear. Hold still, you misbegotten little pox. We are not finished with you yet. Oh, that's rude. Tizo utters at Lendl a slew of the absolute worst in profanity. Your curses could not possibly affect me any further, you foul spawn. They have taken everything from me already. But if I am to be trapped in this forsaken hole with you for the remainder of my days, then I shall see to it that yours shall be as doleful as my own.
That Lendl certainly enjoys a rousing speech, though talk means nothing in the row.
No.
Deliverance.
Oh, I got too cocky.
Absolution.
I didn't think I was going to even use Sir Gilman in this round.
You have it. Bertrude plunged into the adversary's
Almost.
fire.
One more should do it.
Your victory is at hand.
Oh dear. Ah, darn.
The orb.
And it is done.
The
That was
Nightwings prevail.
fairly easy.
Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them.
How dare you, voice? Always trying to put us down.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Tizo is very pleased that you prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. Blast! Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp! It is a monster in disguise! A fiend! Come forth to torment me until the day I die! Ooh, Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Yes, it was, Oh dear. Tizo reappears once the coast is clear, and expresses his gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo truly is a descendant of Howard the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy to live up to. He seems to be doing a fine job as is.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Ooh, close to a level up. Not quite though. We get two? No, not quite two levels.
Called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. To see her tree now. On the first tree we have Passions of the Wild Witch. Wright's masteries enhance Necrone's ability to recover against all odds. Molten Millith's dour disposition belied her unyielding determination to gain mastery in all things. Our first ability is Hex of Defeat. While Bertrude's Pyre has less health than the adversaries, she deals an additional 5. Yes, that was the that was what quite scared me so far back when we versed Udnilda, wasn't it? Her and her high glory and her talisman she had. Oh, whoops, sorry, I forgot to read the blurb. The Wild Witch would claim that for each of her successful sorceries, 10,000 others failed. I'm pretty sure I already read that with Udnilda's ability as well. Greater Blast. Bertrude's Aura Blast arcs at a wide angle, banishing adversaries in a larger area. To this day, in all the Southern Bogs, there is no sorceress more feared and renowned than Millith. Sudden Blast. The charge-up time before Bertrude can use her Aura Blast is greatly reduced. That's not bad. Because, well, it's already quite slow to spread out. But if we can cut some time off in the way of charging her up, that's not too bad. Molten Millith was said to always heed her impulses, and it was that they compelled her to delve into the downside. And finally we have Stubborn Flame. While Bertrude's Pyre has less health than the adversaries, her adversaries deal plus 10 to her Pyre. Oh, minus 10, sorry, I read that completely wrong. That's also not too bad. Especially paired with the, well, actually no, it isn't very good with Hex Defeat because they work in counterance to each other somewhat. That's not too bad, but I mean, receiving less damage is not bad at all. I'm just thinking that used in conjunction with Hex's defeat, it kind of defeats each other's purpose. You deal more damage to theirs, so that then they'll have less than you, which defeats the purpose of Stubborn Flame. And when they use Stubborn Flame, they do less damage, which if you were to attack them again, then it's quite easy to get on top and defeats both of these purposes. I can understand, like, this can be very helpful, especially when playing defense in a right. But I'm not really a fan of this tree, apart from maybe these two middle abilities here. In any case, we shall find this weakling Emperor, and we shall make him burn if he does not already, said by Molten Millith. Ooh. Not a fan of the Emperors either. Well, at least to begin with. On the other tree we have Sorceries of the Southern Bogs. Wright's mastery is enhancing a crone's ability to press her advantage. Those who withstood Millith's teachings found they long kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. First we have... Okay, Okay, sorry, I was I was quite confused. This one, the Hex of Defeat works when you have less damage than the, well, when we have less health than the adversaries. Well, this one works where you have more than your adversaries. That's already not too bad considering we've been doing pretty well in that regard. Many sought out Molten Millith in hopes that she would either give them blessings or else curse their enemies. Okay. Volatile Pounce. After Bertrude pounces at an adversary, she instantly recovers all her stamina. Now that's not bad at all. Like, that's very good. If you're able to jump to near an enemy, you get all your stamina back. That's not bad. She never would disclose her age, though some surmised that she had lived for half a millennium or more. Serpent Swiftness. While slithering, Bertrude uses 50% less stamina and moves 30% more quickly. So yeah, that's not bad as well. I'm quite a fan of this tree. Millith worked quickly, tirelessly, crafting talismans and arcane artifacts for spreading panic in the Empire. And finally, Feral Curse. Once per rite, after saluting adversaries, Bertrude turns them into fast-moving howlers. I have to level her up now just to see what this ability looks like. Be gone from here, lest I reduce thee to thy primal form. Millith to the Imperial Chief Investigator. That seems quite gimmicky, and especially since it can only be used once per rite, but I'm definitely going to work my way down this tree just to see that, if I'm able to. If I use her long enough to level her up and get her to use that ability, it'll be worth it.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed.
Oh dear. That's it. Okay then.
Until the next rite.
More mushrooms as well. After besting the accusers in a rather one-sided contest, it was, wasn't it? You return to the wagon to find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Oh? Is this going on from what they were talking about before? Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. What's wrong? You wish to share in this information? What are you so concerned about? Nor I, Volfred, sir. Then Volfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. Well, it appears that the star of Kaelmer Ropecaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. I didn't even know he had a star. I know he was somewhat represented down here because of, well, May's whole shtick, and, you know, she's apparently, well, her masteries are based off of it. But, otherwise, yeah. Kaelmer Ropecaller. First exiles came to these lands not by force, but by heeding the Ropecaller's deceptions. A traitorous former aide to the Emperor, His actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Surprised that he actually has a star down here. Anyway, you'll see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. Huh. You see... Oh yes, it is the only star. Huh. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Volfrid indicated. You regard the looming star. Discern where it leads. Far to the north. Kaelmer, the rogue star. Yes. We haven't yet seen this, have we? Oh, we get to reverse in the distance again? What, has he learned of Rookie getting out of here, has he? Huh. The rogue star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solis. Barker is already on his way. Okay then. What? That's whatever that was, looked quite weird. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kaelmer. Yeah, I think it's Kaelmer, isn't it? I have been saying that right. Kaelmer, deep within the deathless tempest. The traitorous Kaelmer ropecaller fled to this strange isle and met a fitting end. Oh. Okay then. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago, I scarce recall the time. Only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We will set forth at dawn, and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Yes, this is all very strange. And yay, more pages, more people to talk to. You okay, Tizo? Something wrong? You haven't been eating mushrooms again, have you? Well, of course not, because I've just picked them all. Haha. Tizo has seemed somewhat less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, wanting for you to hear him out. Of course. What's the matter, Tizo? He seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. You shouldn't take what he said and make it concern you. He's just talking drivel, wasn't he? Tizo understands full well why Lendl is angry with him. What did you do? Did you do something to him? While Tizo does not like Lendl as a person, he recognises nonetheless that he denied his freedom. Oh? How so? It was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend go free. Well, that's not your fault. That's what the liberation rites have been designed for, isn't it? You shouldn't feel bad about that. Nonetheless, he still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rites force exiles into such situations. Yeah, once again, that is fair. You can feel bad about it, but it's certainly not your fault. This is what the scribes have ordained. He falls silent for a time. Whether the 8 scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain. Then... Hey... Tizo is grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions, of course. It's all supposed to be a lesson for those who have done wrong in their life, and to better themselves and then return to society. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. Of course, he bounds up into the rafters with some of the other drive imps. Regardless of whether he truly is a descendant of Halb the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him. And a new page on the accusers. The accusers, in the words of Halb the Swallow, the accursed. The accusers formed under Golofanian. He is a big man. He values justice, loyalty, and steadfastness. Golofanian. He says that the accusers take their name from one of the most accomplished legions from his former military days. All among them, in fact, served the Master General at one time. They represent the stoutest-hearted people in the Empire, who held true to Myr and Golofanian to the end. The golden colours of their raiments are reminiscent of their old shining armour in his claim. Ever shall they seek out those with the truest spirits and the strongest sense of purpose to replenish their ranks. Again, this could be no further from the truth of how they are today. They are led by Lendl the Liar, whose crime was corruption. Yes, I would. He's Far from of the truest spirit and strongest sense of purpose. Well, maybe not strongest sense of purpose. He certainly sees in himself a strong sense of purpose, but his actions belie his true intent. Oh well. Anyway, time to go see what all this hoo-ha on this island is all about. And off we go. Ooh. Gertrude snuffs up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind, who lurk below, they would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them, when Sandalwood came to fetch us, that we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished labourers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile, we trust they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we told them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Gertrude's. Curses, balms, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seance. Bloody speaking with the dead. Ooh, there you go. Big Gertrude's earned quite a name for herself throughout the downside, for these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Yes, I imagine there is not many that can provide the services that you do, Big Gertrude. I almost called you Big Bertha again. My apologies. So far to go. Withdrawn. That's right, you went away. Still not a fan. Alfred joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the infamous Isle of Kelna. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downside's small misfortunes, I suppose. Once again, the irony of a tree smoking is not lost on me. The wagon's drive imps seem not to mind. At least. In fact, they seem more animated now than usual, sir. Well, apparently this is their birth home, isn't it? This is where they first sprung up, if what you said earlier is to be believed. Yes. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place, Tariq. Do you suppose the dissidents were able to make it here intact? Well, I assume so. We haven't seemed to have much trouble ourselves, have we? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we shall soon know for certain. That we shall. That we shall. Take us in, please, reader. I say, the game is forcing us here. This, once again, it is quite ominous, isn't it? We can land in Sharp Shoal, an icy floe near to the Isle of Kelna, sturdy enough for landing. Dodaria believes you may find rare or precious flora going here at this time, so we can, more money for, Rane. Or we could go to the east to, Barb Reef. An old, exposed reef off the coast of the Isle of Kelna. Tizo seems enthusiastic about the prospect of taking this route. Oh? I don't believe we've done much for Jodario for a while. I really don't think we need the money, but yeah, we shall land here and see what's up. Ooh, a new page has been revealed. You make a landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through to the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden among these waters. Oh, for now, you have some time left before continuing onward. Nobody wishes to speak with us? It's a shame. Ooh, we have a new item though. Haha. Tiny Tempest. Entertaining, but will unleash untold calamity if ever it were to be unbottled. Oh. Oh, okay. Interesting. Hold on. And now how does it look? Oh. Ah, I mean it dissipates, does it? Oh well. Interesting. Oh dear. Okay then. Jodariel, if any rare flora yet grows in the vicinity, Jodariel intends to find it. Let us see. You accompany Jodariel as she scours through the dark waters of Sharpshoal. She never speaks, and remains focused on the task, until at last something catches her eye. Look here. Such life seldom takes root here in this habitat. She hands to you a fresh-plucked specimen for safekeeping. Impbane? It looks like an apple. a rare fungus? Are you sure? Okay, I'm sure. It's either an apple or maybe a cherry. It's quite valuable though. 90 sol. That's not too bad. But we should have to return to the wagon for now. And we have someone to talk to. Oh. After having scoured for this apple cherry fungus, you find Jodariel seemingly deep in thought. You consider whether to even bother her. Your presence is not unwelcome, reader. Remain a moment. Please. She stares at you for some time. Today marks the beginning of my 16th year in exile. Oh, really? Happy anniversary? You look back at her and remain silent. You sense that all she wants from you right now is for you to listen. I have kept count. Put notches on this breastplate of mine for each passing day. I can see the marks, but I intend there's a few more, maybe hidden. Notice how much it has frayed. 16 years, reader. The orphans whom I fostered would be long since fully grown. Some of them are likely gone. Many of them spoke of how they longed to one day serve with me on the Blood Border. You looked after the orphans on the Blood Border, did you? Huh. I mean, no offense to you, it's just your demeanor wouldn't suggest such a thing. But I guess 16 years in the downside would embolden most people and turn them hard and maybe not bitter, but yeah, it can definitely change some people, I assume. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder, if I was still captain, could I have protected them? Could I have made a difference? I think not. The Commonwealth and the Highwing remnants, they have fought eternally. Those such as I have come and gone throughout the ages. I catch myself feeling pity for my years, but then, had I remained there on the Blood Border, it is unlikely I would have lived to see this day. Yes, absolutely, if what we've heard of it, it earns its name, certainly. She looks at you again. Do you know why they cast me down? I was a decorated captain. They said I was the best. She closes her eyes a moment before she continues. One day, it was a standard patrol, but I ran across a pack of harp fledglings, fully armed and preparing for a strike, but all on their own. Highwing remnants send nothing. They send chicks out to fight? Really? That doesn't, I mean, sure, some of them, especially from what Tamitha said, they seem somewhat desperate, but, yeah, that seems a bit, extreme. They were nothing for my regiment. We ensnared them all and took them in. A considerable prize. They were not yet conditioned and could be made to talk. When the order came down, they were to be executed. What? I could not bring myself. No, I don't blame you. What? You're told to execute children? Jeez. The Commonwealth, priding itself on mercy, committing such acts. Through one such as me. Jeez. It was unconscionable. Yes, absolutely. Jeez. You were denied the order, I assume? Oh, why else would you be down here? I certainly don't blame you. Jeez. Again, the Commonwealth shows its true colours. So I thought, then, at least, in my younger years, I let the damn birds go, made no claims as to the contrary, and turned myself in. I was cast down the following week, 16 years ago. Thus, my enemies had the last laugh in that exchange. If I were faced with the same choice again today, I do not know for certain that I would have chosen just the same. Well, very, yeah. Now then, I shall go and mark this occasion as I have always done. Be well, reader. She heads out of the wagon, alone. Jeez. Yeah, bio update? Ugh. God. That's, yeah, that was, certainly put a dour mood on things, hasn't it?